Untangling the Web of Carter Page. Carter Page and President Trump. Page was one of Trump's foreign policy advisors during part of the 2016 presidential campaign, from March to September 2016.
We heard you might be announcing your foreign policy advisory team soon, if there's anything you can share on that.
We are going to be doing that, in fact, very soon. If you want, I could give you some of the names. I wouldn't
be delighted.
Carter Page, PhD.
Before joining the campaign, Page worked a block away from Trump Tower, running the company Global Energy Capital, LLC. Members of the campaign and Trump himself say that Page was an unpaid advisor with a limited role, and that he never met Trump face-to-face.
I don't think I've ever met him. And he actually said he was a very low-level member of, I think, a committee for a short period of time.
He left the campaign after ties to Russia came to light. Carter Page and Russia. Page cast himself as an expert on energy policy and Russia, and worked in Moscow for Merrill Lynch in the mid-2000s. He has said that he was invested in the Russian state-owned energy firm Gazprom, and that he advised them on key transactions. Page praised Russian President Vladimir Putin and criticized U.S. sanctions in meetings and at a speech at a Russian university during the summer of 2016.
Yet, ironically, Washington and other Western capitals have impeded potential progress through their often hypocritical focus on ideas such as democratization, inequality, corruption, and regime change.
He traveled to Moscow in July 2016 for the speech, which overlapped with his time on the Trump campaign, and visited again in December. Page is mentioned in the now famous Trump dossier, which includes verified and unverified allegations about Trump, his campaign, and connections to Russia. And the FBI obtained a secret warrant to monitor Page's communications in 2016, on the basis that there was probable cause to believe that he was acting as an agent of Russia. Carter Page and Russia's Deputy Prime Minister, Arkady Dvorkovich. During both of his trips to Russia, Page met Arkady Dvorkovich, who is the deputy to Russia's prime minister and is chairman of the Russian Railways Board. Dvorkovich was speaking at the same university graduation event as Page in July, and stopped by a dinner Page was attending in December. Page characterized the first encounter as a brief interaction, but the House Intelligence Committee unearthed an email that Page sent to the campaign after the trip, where he described a private conversation with Dvorkovich, where he expressed strong support for Trump. Carter Page and Jeff Sessions. Page consulted with the campaign before taking his trip to Moscow in July, and even suggested that Trump take his place. He has said repeatedly that the trip was not connected to the campaign.
So this lecture only reflects my own ideas.
He told the House Intelligence Committee on November 2nd that he informed then-Senator Jeff Sessions, a key Trump backer and now the Attorney General, before his trip, and then updated Sessions on his visit when he returned. Sessions has testified that he was not aware of anyone on the campaign having contact with Russians.
I'm not aware of any of those activities.
He later backtracked his statements. Carter Page and Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak. During the Republican National Convention in July, Page met Sergei Kislyak.
I'm not going to deny that I talked with him.
Page said that the subject of sanctions may have come up. Kislyak spoke with Trump's former national security advisor Michael Flynn about sanctions in December 2016, spoke with Sessions about campaign-related matters in at least 3 conversations during the campaign, and briefly spoke with Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner.